If you've ever wanted to own any of our collections, now is the time to make that purchase. I can't guarantee that these collections will be available next year. Check out our new program for ownership. Believe it or not, it'll save you a lot of money. Go to oldtimeradiodvd.com and you can learn all about it there. That's oldtimeradiodvd.com, and Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah to all, and to all a happy and a prosperous New Year. Give the gift that gives on giving. Go to oldtimeradiodvd.com.
Author's Playhouse. Presenting O. Henry's imperishable masterpiece, Christmas by Injunction. Author's Playhouse, NBC's popular Sunday night dramatic series, brings you radio adaptations of the best in the field of short stories. Selections from the works of those dead and living who were and are acknowledged masters of their craft. To the reader of short stories, O. Henry needs no introduction. No one knew better than he the art of holding his reader in suspense, and then, with the last few words, revealing his plot in its entirety. Rachel Lindsay wrote of him, he always worked a triple hinge surprise to end the scene and make one rub his eyes. Tonight's tale of Christmas in the winning camps of the young West is no exception. Author's Playhouse presents O. Henry's Christmas by Injunction.
Take this jug along with you, Cherokee. Ain't so much as an air bubble between what's in it and the corn.
Well, thank you, Thirsty. That's right neighborly of you.
It's good for snake bite if you get snake bit.
Case of one pies and fight each other, I reckon, eh?
Oh, Cherokee.
Oh, yes, Judge.
Is there nothing which we, your fellow citizens of Yellowhammer, can say or do to influence you to forsake your plans for departing from our midst?
I'm afeard not, Judge. No, my mind's made up.
But, Cherokee, you are the, shall I say, the civic father of Yellowhammer.
He sure is.
It was you who discovered the gold which was responsible for the establishment of our fair city.
I reckon that's a fact, Judge. One day when old Betsy here was a-dining on quartz and prickly pear, I turned up that nugget. 30 ounces she was. 30 ounces, eh?
Yeah, but what Cherokee done, he didn't hold out on his friends.
No.
I was up in the Gila country when they got word to me about the strike he made.
I was in Santa Fe, as busted as a 4-car diamond flush with a club draw to it.
I, too, was financially embarrassed. Only temporarily, of course, when the gladsome tidings reached me in El Paso.
I was up on the Salt River, flattered in one of Mamacita Rosa's frijoles.
You see, Cherokee, merely because the fickle goddess turned her back on you for the moment is hardly sufficient cause for you to forsake your friend.
Oh, no, Judge, no. When my claim played out, it just played out. I'm much more than obliged to all of you for your kind offers made, but grub steak is all I need, and the grub steak's what I got. I reckon I'll prospect up along in the Mariposas. And if I strike it up there, I'll most certainly pass the word along.
Get sure like you, boys. Cherokee, if your mind's made up, I reckon it's made up, and there's nothing more we can say. But if Lady Luck don't see fit to warm her hands by your campfire up in the Mariposas, don't forget for a single minute you got friends here in Yellowhammer. Friends that's beholden to you.
Yes, sir, that's right. Indeed, yes, indeed, Cherokee. I speak for all when I say, I hope you will consider Yellowhammer in perpetual debt to you a bed, bacon and eggs, and hot water for shaving.
Thank you, gents, thank you. That's more than white here. Well, we better be a-getting. Move along, Betsy. Hi, Jack. Trinidad.
Well,
so long,
Cherokee.
Good luck. Watch out for snakes, Cherokee.
Don't forget, Cherokee. Whatever call you may make upon us, the Yellowhammer will never forget. It's Romulus and Remus.
Where are the monsters getting to be?
What do you make it, Judge?
It is now December the 20th, gentlemen. The old year is fast approaching its inevitable descent into the limbo of things that have been.
Yeah, that's right, Judge.
Hey, gents, look who's here.
Baldy!
He just cut in with the mail from Albuquerque, and he's got news of Cherokee.
Baldy, you old buzzard, step up and name your poison.
Don't mind if I do.
When was it old Cherokee headed out for the Mariposas?
Latter part of May, seems like.
That's what I made it. And that means Cherokee's been gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months.
Gentlemen, let us hear the welcome tidings Baldy brings us of our long-absent friend.
The judge is right. Get to talking, Baldy.
Well, I'll do that, gents. Well, so what do I see in Albuquerque but Cherokee all embellished and festooned up like the Tsar of Turkey and lavishing money in bulk? Yes, sir. And him and me see the elephant and the owl. Cherokee, he audits all bills COD. Why, his pockets loaded looked like a pool table after a 15-ball run.
Cherokee must have struck payor. Well, he's a square I'm proud for him.
Seems like he'd rambled down to Yellowhammer and set up around for his friends.
It seems that way.
Gentlemen, let us judge not too hastily, nor harshly.
Well, that's right, Judge. I'm a-coming to that. Boys, Cherokee strikes a 3-foot vein up in that Mariposa that I say is a trip to Europe to the ton. Yes, sir. And he closes it out to a syndicate for 100,000 hasty dollars in cash.
Cherokee's smart. I've seen them veins pinch out in the length of a pick handle.
And what do you think? Why, he buys himself a baby sealskin overcoat and a red sled. And what do you reckon he takes into his head to do next?
Chuckle up.
No.
Bought a saloon?
No.
Got married.
No. You gents would never guess in a million years, so I'll tell you.
Well?
Cherokee took me to a room and showed me. He got that room plumb full of drums and dolls, skates and bags of candy and jumping jacks and whistles and such infantile truck.
He's went soft-headed. That's what he's done.
Well, pray continue, Baldy. We're all ears.
Well, sir, he's a-going to load up in his red sleigh. Now, wait a minute. Don't order the drinks yet. He's a-going to drive down here to Yellowhammer and give the kids of this here town, the biggest crying doll and little giant boy's tool chest blowout that was ever seen west of Cape Hatteras.
Well, I'm astonished. I'm speechless.
Baldy, didn't you tell him?
Well, no, never exactly seen my way to. Why not? Cherokee had this Christmas mess already bought and paid for, and he was all flattered up with self-esteem over his ideas, so I never let on.
I cannot refrain from a certain amount of surprise that our friend Cherokee should possess such an erroneous conception of his, as it were, hometown.
Well, Cherokee's been gone from Yellowhammer most 7 months. Lots of things could happen in that length of time. Yeah, how is he to know there ain't a single kid in this town? And so far as emigration's concerned, unexpected.
Come to think, it's funny some ain't drifted in.
Well, I reckon the town ain't settled enough yet to bring in the teething ring brigade.
Yeah, not only that. To top off these Christmas tree splurge of Cherokees, he's a-fixin' to give an imitation of Santa Claus. Why, sure. Why, he's got white wig and whiskers that disfigures him and makes him look like the pictures of this here William Cullen Longfellow in the poetry book. And a red suit of fur-trimmed underwear, 8-ounce gloves, and stand-up, lay-down, crocheted cap.
Well, Baldy, when does Cherokee allow to come over with his truck?
Morning before Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Now, he wants you folks to have a room fixed up and a tree hauled and ready. But he said be sure and keep it a secret from the kids. Yes.
To think that the voice of childhood has never gladdened our city. The patter of restless little feet never consecrated its streets. Nowhere in Yellowhammer are there roguish, expectant eyes, ready to open wide at dawn of the enchanting day. Eager, tiny hands to reach for Santa's bewildering array of gifts. Elated, childish voicings of the season's joy.
That's right, Judge. Well, Cherokee also made mention he'd appreciate whatever assistance the women folks of Yellowhammer might care to render for his little soiree.
Well, there ain't but one female woman in town, Baldy.
Yeah.
Miss Walker, the assayer's wife.
Yes, that's right.
You forget Miss Fanchon Spangler in the troupe at the Opera House. An estimable lady, I'm sure.
Yeah, and if worst come to worst, maybe Miss Fanchon could play like she was a little girl for Cherokee, like she done in that show, The miner's bride.
No. No, Thirsty. Her performance was adequate, circumstances taken into consideration. But between her delineation and the visions of adolescence which fancy conjures as eligible recipients of Cherokee's bounty, there is a gulf.
Huh?
Yes, I may say a gulf.
This here meeting of the leading citizens of Yellowhammer for a mighty special reason.
What is it?
Well, it'd be a disgrace to Yellowhammer if it throwed Cherokee down on his Christmas tree blowout.
That's right. That's right.
Well, as for me, I'm going to see what can be done to give Santa Claus a square deal.
That's right. Where we get it?
My cooperation would be gladly forthcoming, Trinidad.
Thank you, Judge.
But I do not see... frankly, heretofore I have regarded the absence of children rather as a luxury. But in this instance, still I do not see...
Look at me, Judge, and you'll see old Ways and Me's with the fur on. I'm going to hitch up a team and rustle a load of kids for Cherokee's down the chimney act if I got a robbing orphan aside.
Splendid, Trinidad, a splendid thought. I will accompany you.
Wiley Wilson and his old lady that's homesteading down Wild Horse Canyon has got a whole parcel of kids. Why, they could loan out a couple or so and never know they was gone.
Yeah, and don't forget the widow Singletary over towards Wildcat Crossing. When old man Singletary cashed in his chips last summer, he left her with anyways a dozen or so young'uns, sorted sizes and ages.
Yeah,
Why can't we use all of them, eh?
Have no fear, gentlemen. When Trinidad and I return, we shall be accompanied by a bevy of laughing, carefree children. If the mountain refuses to come to Muhammad, behold, Muhammad will go to the mountain.
That's Whoa, Nib. Whoa, Nellie. Whoa. Whoa. This is Wiley Wilson's place, Judge.
Oh, yes.
I'll call him out. Oh, Wiley! Wiley Wilson!
I'm Wiley Wilson. Is there something I can do for you, gents?
Well, it's this way, Mr. Wilson. We're from Yellowhammer, and we come kidnapping.
Kidnap.
But just in a gentle sort of way, you might say, Mr. Wilson. Seems like one of our leading citizens is stung with the Santa Claus affliction, and, well, he's due in town tomorrow night with half the falderalls that's painted red and says Mama when you squeeze 'em.
In other words, Mr. Wilson, the season of the year having approximately arrived, during which it is the custom to bestow frivolous but oft appreciated gifts among the young...
Now, where we're between a hard spot and a rock is the youngest kid we got in Yellowhammer packs a .45 and a safety razor. So, consequent, we're mighty shy on somebody to say oh and aw when we light the candles on Christmas.
May I say, Mr. Wilson, we have discovered for the first time in our embryonic but progressive little city the inconvenience of the absence of adolescence.
So, partner, if you'll loan us a few kids, we guarantee to return them safe and sound on Christmas Day. And they'll come back all loaded down with a good time at Swiss Family Robinsons and cornucopias, red drums, and similar testimonials. Well, what do you say, Mr. Wilson?
I understand, and I don't reckon the need to detain you, gents. Me and the old woman's got 7 kids, so to speak, but running my mind over the bunch, I don't appear to hit upon none we could spare for you to take over to your doing.
But couldn't we perhaps divide them, Mr. Wilson? Say 4 for you and 3 for us. We should be happy to accept the leavings.
There ain't no leavings, gents, when they're yourn.
Oh, me.
No, gents, thank you kindly, but I can't seem to fall in with the idea of letting none of them go.
Look, Miss Singletary, you got 12 kids, ain't you?
Well, I did have the last time I counted them.
But land a living, riding herd on them young'uns is a 24-hour-a-day job.
Exactly, madam. That is why the absence of one pass unnoticed, I am confident. We will see that he or she or it returns to you on Christmas Day, laden with sufficient toys and goodies to lavish the season's cheer upon your entire flock.
If that ain't just like a man. Why, if a single one was missing tomorrow night when they hang up their stockings, the other 11 would take on and beller till you could probably hear 'em all the way to Yellowhammer.
But surely, madam, one...
If you took one, you might as well take all. And you needn't worry none about that. Well, what kind of a mother would I be, loaning out my own flesh and blood on Christmas Eve? I'd be a female Judas. That's what I'd be.
Jed, the further we go, the worse it gets. We've been out most 2 days now. Tomorrow's Christmas. We ain't been able to rustle so much as one young'un.
The situation is indeed becoming critical.
It's beginning to creep on my faculties that borrowing kids at Christmas is something like trying to steal butter from a man that's got hot pancakes a-coming.
Trinidad, what is yon abode?
Oh, that's where Juan Fernandez lives. He's a section hand on the railroad.
Perchance there are Fernandez progeny?
Oh, whole shackfuls, but I misdoubt we can borrow any. Them Mexicanos set a heap of store by Christmas.
We can but try. Angels can do no more. On, Trinidad. On to the Fernandez menage.
Buenas tardes, Juan.
Oh, buenas tardes, senor.
Juan, we was just a-wondering if you'd let us borrow one or maybe two of them muchachos of yours.
You mean to take los niños?
Well, just for tonight. We'll bring them back tomorrow, safe and sound.
And nobly enriched in material possessions.
No, señores. Madre de Dios. Conchita, she will kill me if todos los niños are not here for Navidad.
All right, Juan. We'll just leave it go at that. Do you know anybody around here that's got from one kid on up for hire or borrow?
This señora, she's come last week where the railroad mans they eat. She have one muchacho.
Oh, that's the railroad cafe at the Injunction, Judge.
Oh?
Muchas gracias, Juan.
no hay de qué,
Felices
señor.
Navidad y Año Nuevo.
Gracias,
Giddy up,
gracias,
Nib.
señor.
Giddy up, Nellie.
On, Trinidad, on! And may success crown this despairing effort.
Ma'am, that's why we'd be mighty proud if you'd let him take it.
And you may place the utmost trust in our integrity, madam.
Well, I'd count it a mercy if you would take Bobby for a while. I'm on the go from early morning until late at night, and I don't have time to tend to him. He's learning bad habits from the men, too. It'll be the only chance you'll have to get any Christmas. Bobby. Oh, Bobby.
What do you want?
Come on in, Bobby. These gentlemen want to talk to you.
All right. Tell them to keep their shirts on.
That's a good boy, son. Not going to snow off your boots. Here are the gentlemen that want to talk to you.
What do they want?
Well, it's like this, Bobby. Over in Yellowhammer, we got our Christmas tree that's all lit up like a country church. And we're hereby inviting you to join up with us and make merry and festive.
And moreover, my young friend, Santa Claus himself will personally distribute the offerings, which will typify the gifts conveyed by the shepherds of Bethlehem to
Come off. I ain't no kid. There ain't no Santa Claus. It's your folks that buys toys and sneaks them in when you're asleep. They make marks in the soot with tongs to look like Santa's sleigh tracks.
Well, that might be so. I ain't no authority on the subject. But Christmas trees ain't no fairy tale. This one we got looks like the 10-cent store in Albuquerque, all strung up in the redwood. There's tops and drums and Noah's arks and horses.
Rats. I cut them out long ago. I'd like to have a rifle. Not a target one, but a real one to shoot wildcats with. But I guess you won't have any of them in your old tree.
Well, I can't say for sure. It might be. You go along with us and see.
All right. I'll go with you. But if there ain't a real rifle on that tree, you can bring me right back here.
Cherokee. There's the tree all trimmed up and just waiting for Santa Claus and his reindeers.
Well, say, it's right purty, Miss Walker. And I'm mighty pleased to you and Miss Spangler for helping us get it all shored up and ready to delight the young'uns.
Oh, Mr. Cherokee, I think what you're planning to do tonight is one of the sweetest things I've ever heard of in all my life. You have a heart of purest gold.
Oh, Miss Spangler, it ain't nothing. Well, when them kids is rounded up like the candles on the tree and set 'em to playing Pussy Wants a Corner and King William, and when they get going good at it, why, old Santa'll just slide in the door. Hey, I reckon there's plenty of gifts to go round, huh?
I'm sure there is, Cherokee.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, I'd better be a-getting. I'll put on my costume, and when I hear the kids are squealing and taking on over the Christmas tree, I'll just mosey back.
I hear caution.
It's the most beautiful tree I've ever seen.
It is pretty, ain't it? Tex.
Yes?
While you're up on that ladder, that star ain't quite straight. Tip it a mite more towards the window, will you?
Sure thing you know, Miss Walker. Now there, how's that?
That's just fine, Tex.
Yeah, drive it up in front now, Miss Walker.
And the children, bless their baby hearts. Are the children with them?
Snowing so thick, it's hard to tell.
They got one maverick in tow. I can see him. Might on the ruddy side, I'd say.
Well, open the door, Tex, and let 'em in. Now, everybody get ready and wish Merry Christmas when they all come streaming in, huh?
Shucks. I've seen fancier Christmas trees than that one lots of times.
Kennedy. Judge. Where are all the other children?
Well, ma'am, the prospecting for kids at Christmas time is like hunting. Well, it's like hunting in limestone for silver. This here young bothead, ma'am, is all that washes out of our 2 days' maneuvering.
Oh, the sweet little boy.
Ah, shut up. Who's a kid? You ain't, you bet.
Fresh little imp.
May I say that we exerted ourselves to the utmost, but results were nil, or practically so.
Me and the judge, we done the best we could. It's tough on Cherokee, but it can't be helped.
Everybody get ready. Here comes Santa Claus now.
There he comes.
Whoa, Dancer! Oh, Prancer! Oh, Dunder and Malicious!
Santa's telling his reindeer to stop.
Don't give me that. Reindeers live in Alaska. I'll bet 2 pence against a plug of chewing tobacco. All those are a team of mules or horses.
Prepare for the entrance of Chris Pringle. Swing wide the portal text, that the jolly saint's entrance may be unimpeded.
Merry Christmas, everybody! Merry Christmas, little boy. Anything you see on that tree that you want, we'll get it down for you. Won't you shake hands with Santa Claus?
There ain't no Santa Claus. You just got on old billy goat whiskers in your face. I ain't no kid. What I want with dolls and tin horses? The driver said you'd have a rifle, and you ain't. I want to go home.
I'm sorry, Cherokee. There never was a kid in Yellowhammer. Me and the judge, we tried to rustle a bunch of them for your soiree, but this sardine was all we could catch. And he's an atheist and don't believe in Santa Claus.
Well, I don't know what I was thinking about, but it never occurred to me in my cogitations that there wasn't no kids in Yellowhammer.
Nary a one, Cherokee. This jacksnipe here we had to import.
Well, he'll be better than none at all. Come here, little boy.
What do you want?
Oh, I just wanted to propound a civil question or two. Where do you live?
Granite Junction. My ma runs the railroad eating house. I can roll one-handed just as good as the men can. Sometimes they give me chewing tobacco and cigarettes that's already rolled.
I see. And you don't take no stock in this here Santa Claus rigmarole, huh?
Nah, that's just for babies.
Well, that being the case, I can't see no good and valid reason not to take off these here false whiskers and wigs.
Sure, take 'em off. You ain't fooling me a bit. Say, I know your mug all right.
Did you ever see me before?
I never seen you before, but I seen your picture lots of times.
Where?
On a bureau at home.
Hey, let's have your name, if you please, bub.
It's Robert Lumsden. The picture belongs to my ma. She puts it under her pillow at night. Once I saw her kiss it. I wouldn't. Well, women are funny that way.
Trinidad!
Yeah, Cherokee?
Keep this boy by you till I come back.
You betcha I will, Cherokee.
I'm going to peel off these here Christmas duds and hitch up my sleigh. I'm going to take this kid home.
Got a match?
Yep. Oh, powerful.
How about slip me one?
What for?
What for? To light this cigarette.
Throw that cigarette away.
Yes, sir.
Throw the whole package, too.
Yes, sir. Say, I like you. I don't know why. Nobody ever made me do nothing I didn't want to do before.
Tell me, kid. Are you sure your ma kissed that picture that looks like me?
Dead sure. I seen her do it.
Didn't you remark some time a spell back that you wanted a rifle?
You bet I did. Will you get me one?
Tomorrow? Silver mounted.
Gee!
9:30. We'll hit the junction plumb on time with Christmas Day. Are you cool?
Huh?
Sit closer, son.
You have heard Christmas by Injunction, one of O. Henry's greatest short stories, especially adapted for Author's Playhouse by Jack Mitchell. The cast of tonight's presentation included Cliff Sabir as Cherokee, Curly Bradley as Trinidad, Sidney Elstrom as the Judge, and Jerry Spellman as Bobby. In the supporting cast were Fern Persons, Harriet Ellen, Eva Parnell, Hilda Graham, Dan Bowers, Clarence Hartzell, Percy Hemus, Carl Cronky, and Michael Romano. The original musical score was written and conducted by Roy Shield. 1 week from tonight, Author's Playhouse will return to the air with a romantic comedy of love and football, Unlike Leonardo, by Howard Rigsby. Author's Playhouse originates in our Chicago studios as a Red Network presentation of the National Broadcasting Company.